confirmed needs. This is really your diagnosis. And the word diagnosis, if you look at the etymology of the word diagnosis, it comes from 2 points. Dia means to go through, and gnosis. Gnosis is an old word which means imparting spiritual knowledge. You're really imparting spiritual knowledge when you say to that patient, hey, Mrs. Jones, this is what's wrong with you, on a materialistic base. Spirit and matter have to come together for your business to grow. The Egyptians said, spirit without matter is motionless, and matter without spirit is expressionless. You need both spirit and matter, so you need to have a correct diagnosis of the patient's treatment. But when you diagnose a patient, you want to confirm the needs in a priority. You want to prioritize that patient's needs. Am I making sense? This should be basic knowledge. I'm just recapping it in a sales format. Prioritize. If Mrs. Jones comes to your practice, she says, my daughter's getting married in 2 weeks' time, and I love whitening, and I want to get this brand composite, which I've had 15 years fixed. And you try and sell her an implant and a lower right number 6, there's going to be a conflict of interest because you're not prioritizing your diagnosis with what she needs. And this is why I come back to history and examination is absolutely fundamental in selling. You need to know what the patient wants. Next. Offer solution or solutions. What does that mean? Those are your treatment plans. Solution in dentistry for patients is your treatment plan or plans, and you want to stage your dentistry. But you want to offer your treatment plan in a way that engages with the patient's dominant communication mode, the way they dominantly communicate to you. I had a patient 2 weeks ago, an American lady who broke a lower right number 6. And normally in a history examination, I take photographs of everything, document everything, and I present my case to the patient. I say, Mrs. whatever her name is, Mrs. Jones, here you go. Have a look at this TV screen in front of you. This is your lower right number 6. Not interested. But Mrs. Jones, I have to show you these pictures. I want you to know what's wrong with your tooth because I need medical legal consent in order for me to treat you and for you to understand and confirm that you understand with what I'm telling you. Just tell me. And when she said it the second time, it clicked with me. She's not visually orientated. She's auditory orientated. So I had to really change my own speech to her and just tell her about the way the inlay was going to be made, the lab process, the temporary, the furnace, the porcelain, how it's going to be fired up, that she's going to come back in 2 weeks' time, there's a risk of a root canal, and all the pros and cons, but I had to auditory tell her because I was telling her in a language that she could understand, in her dominant communication way. So you have to know about these when you offer your solutions because your patient may not hear it. And consent is not just that you tell them that the patient understands it. And you can document this in your notes medico-legally to say, Mrs. Jones, what do you understand about what I'm going to give you? And then when the patient verbatim tells you, so great, no problem, Mrs. Jones, you understood. So for me to get consent from her, I had to swip around from showing her to telling her. And there's visual, auditory, or kinesthetic modalities that patients have, and you need to tap into that when you want to sell to them. Is the patient more visual, auditory, or kinesthetic? So those are offer solutions. And you want to offer your solutions, pardon me if I digress here, you want to give your features and benefits of every single product that you have. Crowns, inlays, whitening, whatever product you have, you need to give a feature, and you want to give the benefit, but you want to give the benefit to that patient. There's no point giving her a benefit which is of no value to her. This is why, for those who just turned up, I emphasized about value system, how to communicate here. This is where your success is going to happen. When you communicate to a patient the highest values, you've got a higher probability of that patient saying yes. Because you're engaging not only in the syntax, in the communication, in the language, you're understanding their dominant buying motive, you're selling to them, you're caring enough about that patient, you're finding out everything the patient's concerns are, and medical legally you're also covering yourself because you've done your due diligence. So when you're selling to the patient and you're offering solutions and you're offering it in their values and you're offering the features and benefits and the risks of everything that you give to that patient, the next one would be minimal.